guys, welcome to the think tank. So I'm on a little bit early because there is a little bit happening with the King Road house right now. So let's take a look. I'm going to keep looking for other feeds because I'm not too sure, but I think these guys don't like people to use their feeds. But I'll do my due diligence. This is part of the fair use, and we'll just take our breaks until I can get another feed. So here we go. And mark, get set, go. Hey, Perry. Good to see you, friend. How have you been? Did you have a nice Christmas? So this is coming from Channel 8 through WFLA. They are in my description, so check them out. And in the meantime, I am going to look for more feeds. Let's see where we are. I didn't know if the families would sneak in there and be able to get their at least a freeze on this again, of this house being taken down. What do you think? Do you think that this is a mistake? Or do you think that, it is pretty nasty there and it has to be taken down due to all of the biohazards that's probably floating around that house? And how safe is it for anybody who is going to go through that house? So I am continuing to look. Isn't this amazing? Didn't think I'd see this before the trial. I think so too. How you doing, Tony? Good to see you, as always, friend. Just wow. Yeah, I think it's kind of foolish. If any other guys happen to notice something before I find another feed, just let me know and I'll grab onto it. So I am just going to take a quick break on here. What did they tear down here? Was that cabin, or sorry, that station where the cops were kind of guarding the house? The fence obviously is gone, and it does look like they're taking some of the siding off that place. Wow. Maybe I can see where these guys are. Well, well, well. I was listening to another podcaster, and they were making some really, really good points.
Breaking news on WFLA now.
No.
Here's JB Buno.
No, thanks.
Crew members on King Road.
No.
Used as a tool potentially if needed. It should also be
What?
stated as well that
Look at that.
University.
Unreal. Just unreal. I really expected to see a lot more activity with these stations. Okay, I'm gonna Okay, I am still looking, friends, for Okay. I'm just trying to figure out where everybody else is grabbing their streams from. Come on, come on. Do you guys do anything for the new year? Pretty quiet around here as far as that goes. Just wowzer, guys. Okay, thanks, Melissa. This darn war is taking everything over. That's all you see. Jazzy and Lizzie are still sound asleep. Okay, well, it does seem like everybody else is using them as well, so let's see if he's still talking.
What could they hear from?
What?
Oh, I'm streaming. Husband, what? So it's just JB basically
Creates
talking.
hear a
So
dog barking from the third floors.
we'll just kind of follow along with everybody else. How sad. That is what I was thinking exactly, Tony, is are they worried about all those biohazards in there? But doesn't look like it. Well said, James. Yeah, doing this in the dark only adds mystery. Everything should be done in the open. Yeah. James, are you serious? Oh my God, he's a hot mess. Well, no, he's not even hot. He's just a mess. I'll see if there's, I am going to continue watching for other feeds. I tried to get a hold of Gray Hughes to see if I could use his stream, but he didn't get back. So I'm not going to take that chance.
Ask for a trial date being scheduled.
Okay. Yeah. That name is a swear word in my house. Incredible. There's a few of us. It's coming down like kindling. Oh, look at that, man. Oh. Oh, my word. Can we get him off the screen? Good morning, Jazzy. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year from my ladies, Jazzy and Lizzie. This is just incredible.
Of course, hit a new peak when actually trial gets underway. So trying to understand it from all angles here.
Okay, JB. President Potato Head.
But back to the point, will a digitally recreated crime scene pack the same punch and have the same impact for a jury than the physical crime scene itself, should they have been allowed to have gone there?
Unreal.
And also, too, how preserved would the crime scene have been? There you can see the first dump truck.
Quite the flood in California.
That's the first dump truck leaving with sections of the home. You know, one thing I wasn't able to see, we're about to bring up your hashtag AJB comments. You can start punching those in now. We're going to start to animate those on screen. But sorry, just reading some text messages here. I'm going to be reading your hashtag AJB comments, but
I am still looking for that feed. Sorry for being so quiet over here in my little corner of the world.
yeah, just looking at a couple items here, folks. Hold on, stand by.
No. I say no, JB. So what? 13 months that house has been sitting there. I would want to be wearing a mask personally.
We have a guest who's going to be joining us in the stream center momentarily. Stand by.
Still nothing. Oh my God. I don't like using these guys. I don't trust them. But we're getting the gist. We know what's going on. Let me see what I can find. Hey, Jazzy. Good morning to you, friend.
Coming back in here, checking out some of the comments. I wonder if people feel the same way as Brooke. Brooke says, hashtag KJB, this is so hard to watch.
Yeah.
And no matter who you are, whatever side you represent, I'm sure that
I want to take a look over here for a second. It's a little bit different view. It's a Twitter. It's only 10 seconds. Okay, one more time. Let's go. Wow. Whoa. Oh my God. They have them back. I'll see if there's anything else. Crazy. Oh my God.
Watch. What else?
Hey, JB. No. Let's get back into this. What are we doing here?
That poll is still up on my Instagram.
There you are, friends.
I don't have access to the News Nation live feed, but ICU says that they're reporting on News Nation that debris will now be guarded.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Tony.
Etc.
Actually, I got a hold of him to see if he was going to be here, but he is out by the border, the Mexican-U.S. border right now.
If they agreed to it, there's a difference between agreeing to something and then not standing in the way.
Exactly, Dandy. Good to see you.
They might not have objected
Dandy.
to the university's decision and chose not to act in opposition. But no, really, prosecutors did not put up a fight in preventing this. So
no, they did not.
That, of course, has raised a lot of questions, but speaks to how confident they must be in what they do have evidence-wise. American Dreamer, #AJB. Will they go through the rubble? It's a very interesting question. Will someone sift through the remnants of the home to make sure that there isn't something that was missed? Even if they did find something of value,
I'm still keeping my eye open, guys, for another feed.
It would be so.
I haven't left you.
I would imagine. I'm not an expert, I'm not an attorney, but I would imagine it would be so incredibly easy to get it tossed out because you have no true proof of where it was, how long it was there. There's so. I don't know. What I do know is that we have a friend of the program joining. Let's welcome in from, I don't even know where he is. On vacation, man. Peter Tragos, the lawyer is joining us. It wouldn't be right to be talking about this case and not be bringing in Peter. Peter and I have streamed a lot on this particular story. Peter, you on vacation? Where are you, my friend?
I'm in North Carolina, man, and it's freezing here. It's freezing.
Whoa. Welcome. Hope you and your family are great. Happy holidays to you and the Tragos clan. What's talk to me. You're looking at this. We've been talking about King Road for really more than a year now. You see this. What's your gut initial reaction, even before you're interpreting this as a lawyer? What's going through your mind?
Yeah, to me, there's just so many questions about why it's necessary at this point, this time. They talk about the economics.
A lawyer,
about, how much it costs to keep the house up and those types of things. It's almost nothing. If you look at a budget and you look at everything they're paying for, to me, it really has more to do with probably PR, and they want people to not think about this when they think about the University of Idaho, and they want to try to put this in the past. And I can understand that.
But you know what? Okay, that's fine and all. But you know what? It's happened. It doesn't matter what they put there. It's always going to be there. This happened. It's not the house. The house, yes, good for, in my personal opinion, good for jurors to see if they want to. But it's the property. People will always remember that that pretty little park is where some horrific attacks happened, in my
While the
opinion.
case is still active, the world is still watching. Nobody's going to put this in their rearview mirror until the trial's over, and maybe not even then. As we know, there are post-trial things that happen that keep people's eyes and attention on it. And I just think there are so many more reasons to leave it up, just in case, better safe than sorry type of story,
Yes.
and to remove it at this point.
We're introducing hashtag lawyer into the conversation. Of course, Peter is the lawyer. You can follow him on his respective social media platforms, including right here on YouTube. Peter, we're going to get to those hashtag lawyer questions, because I'm sure a lot of the questions that our live chat has.
I'm going to show you another view.
And it actually started quite a few minutes ago. You can see that the whole front section of the house is almost gone. The excavator came in and started working probably 5-10 minutes ago, and started on the front section of the house.
Look at that.
Fencing came down quickly. It's coming down very quickly. And as
Wow.
we've been telling you earlier, the university had said that this could be down by the end of the day. There will be dump trucks coming and
We need
going
higher
and
volume
removing all
for
of this debris. It's going to a site out of the city, and I'm told that even the debris will be under guard, given how much morbid interest there has been in this case. But you can see that
unreal.
excavator at
Yeah,
work,
take it down at night, guys.
making quick
Just
work
lovely.
of the front side of the house, which is essentially gone now. We
Well,
were
guys,
told that
it's done.
this is
They're doing it.
going to be a very quick operation. We were told that the house could be down, all of it, in a matter of hours.
Unreal.
So the house on King Road, where 4 young lives lost just over a year ago, is now coming down.
And Nancy, all of
Thank you,
this
Mark.
before 7 a.m. It's
Jeez.
clear they were trying to do this under the cover of darkness. As Marky and I were sitting here watching this particular shot, I can't help but notice we've talked about how the families have been split on whether or not this house should come down in views of the university. What about neighbors in the area, Nancy? Have they wanted this house gone because of maybe the looky-loos? And you remember
That's a
you
good
talked about the
question.
morbid
Yes.
curiosity?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great question. What are the neighbors feeling? Are they really wanting this thing down? I don't know. I probably would if I was a neighbor. I can get it. It's creepy. But then you also want to understand that it is a piece of evidence. And again, in my personal opinion.
Yes. Yeah. Our colleague at Brian Netton, he was here last month at the 1-month anniversary of the murders. And the consensus and the feeling on campus has been that students do want to not move forward, but to grow forward, and not forget what happened here, but to, move forward with their futures. And this is a grim reminder. This is all student housing, it's rental housing. All of these students are on winter break right now. So we haven't seen anyone around here to talk to about it. And we were expecting there might be protesters out here protesting the demolition of the house.
Yes.
We haven't seen any.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, we can see the vantage point behind you, but I was curious if there was anybody who was, there watching it come down. Can you show us more of the house, the crews, the equipment going on behind you there? And for viewers who are just now tuning in, this is the Idaho college home where the
There it
shooting
goes,
took
guys.
place last year. Just continue to set the scene and what you're seeing, Nancy.
Yeah, this is 1122 King Road. This is the scene
Oh.
of the quadruple stabbing deaths of 4 young University of Idaho students just over a year ago in November. The excavator arrived, probably about 20 minutes ago.
I honestly thought that they might, at the very, very last minute, get some kind of halt put to this. There's a couple of the families anyways that are totally, totally against this coming down. So again, I'm surprised there's nobody there protesting or the families. It's just, I'm a little surprised. And what is it that these guys started under darkness? I don't know. I just find it not as transparent, possibly, as it should be.
Go. And now the whole front side of the house has been demolished. The university had told everyone that, hey, this is going to start at around 7 o'clock Pacific.
Yeah,
The sun isn't even up yet.
exactly.
And half of the house, almost half the house is already gone.
And Nancy, for those
You
who
can
might have
see
missed
the
it, you talked
I'm
about how
surprised there's
the
no injunction to stop
material
this
that
by
is being taken
anyone.
away, not only the house
Yeah,
itself is secured, the
I
area
mean,
is
I'm shocked to
secured,
see this
and the
coming down.
metal that will be taken away will also
Look at, I
remain
mean, it's
under
heartbreaking.
security, correct?
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I
know,
asked
rest
about
in
that
peace.
yesterday because this case has had so much
So they're
interest
now saying
nationwide. And,
possibly 2
there's a lot
hours.
of true crime fans who have come who wanted to see the home for themselves. And that's why the home has been under guard
Ugh.
at all times. But I'm told that when the debris is taken away, it's going to be at a site outside of the city, and it will be under guard for a time as well. But wow.
What will be under guard?
Could
I
hear
missed
that
that. What do
house
they have left
here.
after this is down to be on
Yeah,
guard?
yeah.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com.
Okay. Let's see what's going back on. Let's check over here again.
We have a footprint here in the carpet, recreating the scene, virtually walking them through the scene, showing them each bedroom, showing them the stairs, showing them how they believed it happened. Now, are they going to be able to get all that in? There will be challenges on what's admissible, what's not, what should be excluded, what should not, based on it being a recreation. And are they making any inferences? Are they making any jumps in their recreation? There's a lot of fights in every case, civil or criminal, when there is some kind of accident reconstruction that is virtual.
You can almost vision it, Viola. You can almost envision them rolling a big screen TV right in front of the jurors and right in front of the respective parties in the courthouse to show them a 3D recreation. But the idea of them using virtual reality, which is the idea of, again, putting on a headset or being immersed in that recreation.
It's also expensive.
I would imagine crazy expensive, right, Peter, to be able to go that far to take jurors into the house virtually. Let's look at some other comments that are just coming in this moment. And
while you look,
yes,
go ahead.
No.
Well, I was just going to say, like, the other issue with the virtual measurements and them recreating this virtually is people get annoyed at criminal defense attorneys. But good criminal defense attorneys pick things apart. And you have the FBI, you have local law enforcement, whoever it is that writes these reports. It's part of their job. They're experts. They do this for 20 years. They still make mistakes. And defense attorneys will have certain things completely thrown out or the credibility looking lackluster based on those mistakes. So let's say the defense has an expert that measured it one way, and you're 2 inches off on the state's expert, and they have this virtual recreation of the house that they're saying, oh, that window is actually 2 inches higher than you have it here. So wouldn't that make it a lot harder to climb through that window? Or you have the sliding glass door 6 inches to the left. If he would have done that, there would be a footprint here. And now it's all this virtual measurement and equations being used and math to recreate this virtually. And poking holes is going to be part of this. And showing how it's not reliable or not credible to use it the way the state wants to use it, it's probably going to be something the defense does in this case, just like they're going to pick apart police reports, just like they're going to pick apart DNA evidence, how it was collected, how it was tested. All of that is going to happen now with the virtual recreation of this crime scene.
The source material is quite literally being wiped away as we speak, is basically what you're saying. That there's, if they need to correct something, it's pretty much now. They would never truly know because you can't go to a house that has been completely demolished. To Allie's question, hashtags for us both. Is it true that Brian if the jurors went? This is interesting. So had the demolition not occurred and the jury was able to go, similar to Murdoch, would Brian Kohberger have accompanied them?
In most scenarios, they would be able to if they could create a secure and safe enough way for this to happen. I believe in Daryl Brooks, he was able to go down before the jury with law enforcement to see his car that they looked at as the jury view, if I'm remembering.
So do you guys find this a little bit sad to see this coming down? You know, we've been watching this house for over a year now. Going on next month, it'll be 14 months since these attacks happened. And are you similar to me where the house is, I just feel that this is anytime I want information about this case, the house is always involved and it's going to be gone. And it's a reminder of Kaylee, Xana, Ethan, and Maddie. So I don't know. It's a little bit sad to me.
Correctly. I don't believe Murdoch went to Moselle. His lawyers did. So it really depends on if the judge thinks there was a safe and secure enough way to transport him to view what the jury is viewing. Again, as part of his rights as a criminal defendant to see what the evidence is against him. But at the very least, his lawyers will be there.
You know, one of the points that was brought up by the Gonzalez and Kernodle families in their statement was audio. You know, we're so caught up in visually what it was like in there, but hearing screams and what was heard from the first or from the third floor down to the first floor. Callie Cat wants to know, can they recreate what Dee was able to hear? Again, referencing a surviving roommate.
This is how I feel.
So they wouldn't have somebody stand across the street
Exactly,
and scream so that they
Dandy.
could hear what it sounds like. But similar to Moselle, if you do a jury view and you go inside, and if it's dead quiet and you can't hear anything inside, you can probably think as a juror, if I'm standing inside another house, it's probably similar to this. With Moselle, they could see all these trees. Could we have seen what was happening? Could we have heard it? If we're back by the house, how far away is it from the kennels? Could we have heard what was happening at the kennels?
No, I don't think anybody should live in it. I just think Dandy nailed it. You think of these families, you know, even Kaylee's mom said at one time, it's going to be heartbreaking because that is the last place that Kaylee was, you know, and that's kind of that's kind of how I feel. Not sad as far as Koberger goes or anything along those lines, but just those kids. This was the last place they were. And I find it sad for these families. I understand what Kaylee's mom said when she said it's going to be hard. I do understand.
Well, we were at the house. So you can kind of see, feel, hear, use your five senses when you visit the crime scene. Now, jury views do not happen in every case. It's not like this was guaranteed to happen. One side or the other could have objected to it still. Just the possibility of it to me would have been enough to leave it up for now. If you think about Parkland and the Nicholas Cruz shooting case here in Florida, and the status that they left that school up over all those years, to me, is a much bigger undertaking than this one house.
Michelle says the word that she uses is suspicious that the prosecution agreed to this. And again, I have to check my notes just to, journalist at heart here, making sure that my crossing my T's, dotting my I's, but whether or not the prosecutors actually agreed to this or whether or not they just didn't stand in the way objecting to this. But bottom line is the prosecutors didn't put up much of a fight, Peter, in preventing the demolition from taking place.
No, they did not.
Suspicious is the word that Michelle uses. If you're a prosecutor in this case, don't you want the source material? Don't you want the house to remain standing for as long as possible? What do you think?
So again, I don't know what the prosecutors know, right? And that's always a difficult part when we're commenting on these cases. The lawyers and the parties know so much more than we on the outside can know, especially with this case, all the things that have happened under seal and that have been confidential. I would think there are a couple reasons, probably three main reasons that the prosecutors could have not objected to this. Number one, they didn't think they needed it. They weren't going to ask for a jury view. They did all the testing. They think the recreation is good enough, and they feel confident enough to go forward. Number two, they're overly confident. They feel like they have so much evidence. There's no way any reasonable juror would ever not convict Brian Koberger. So they said, what the heck, University of Idaho, do whatever you want. We don't need it. Or number three, they thought potentially a jury view could be bad for them. And maybe they think there's some argument the defense could make or some lack of evidence type of deal that if the jury went to the house, they'd be like, this was impossible for one man to do this in however many minutes. And maybe they thought it was actually not a great view for them evidentiary wise. And that's why they felt like they may be better off with the house demolished. I don't know. Those are just the three kind of arenas I could see the prosecutors thinking in when not putting up a fight to demolish this house. Like you said, I'm not so sure they agreed to it or wanted it to happen.
Jay Ray, this comment, Peter, we could always go down the rabbit hole of what ifs, but given how topical this is, I want to read this comment, #KJB from Jay Ray. What if somehow the murder weapon was inside of the house, like in an air conditioning duct work or something like that? It has to be stated, the actual knife used in the murders of Ethan, Xana, Maddie, and Kaylee has never been recovered, according to prosecutors and authorities, rather. Even though they, of course, combed through this house, combed through the Koberger home in Pennsylvania, while the sheath was recovered, in addition to a DNA sample on the button of that sheath, the knife itself has never been recovered. But Jay Ray is asking, if the murder weapon was found in the rubble here, Peter, then what?
Good question.
Well, you're saying if it was actually found, I mean, obviously they'd have to do testing, they'd have to look at it. The problem with it would be, a major problem would be, where was it, right? I mean, you see these huge pieces of machinery just ripping stuff apart. If, he drops it in the back of the truck and somebody sees a knife fall out, where was it? Was it on the first floor, the second floor? Which room was it in? Which air duct was it in? Was it in the toilet? Where was it hidden? We have no idea. Is there going to be DNA testing? Is there going to be any of these construction workers or demolition people or anybody before with their DNA on it? How do you actually keep it clean? There are all sorts of issues. Now, the argument on the other side could be, well, we probably never would have found it if they didn't demolish the house. So maybe it was a good.
So if they can track his movements from cell data, car data, why can't they track where he went and find the weapon? Do you know what? He went on a very long car ride after this happened, and he had turned off his phone. So there is a really, really good possibility is when he was off grid for a few hours, and I do believe it was in some type of park, national park. Well, if here comes Jazzy. I'll give you guys a sec.
Good thing they demolished the house if they did find the weapon. To me, one of the other big questions is, if there's a not guilty verdict, it's over. And I think it's almost impossible to prosecute anybody else than Brian Koberger at this point, because they're not going to have the opportunity to do this testing, look at the house, see if they want to block it, and demand a jury view on their side. So this is an all or nothing attempt, which most are. Once you prosecute and arrest and try somebody for a crime like this, it's very difficult to then switch gears to somebody else, because you've already made statements and gotten witness statements and put up enough evidence beyond a reasonable doubt that you believe it's this person. So any defense would be able to use that person as another suspect as besides of their client. But just an interesting thought process about the risks when demolishing the house like this.
Right. Or what it could potentially uncover. Now, look, federal authorities have been in the house. Prosecutors have been in the house. Obviously, authorities in Latah County, Moscow, Idaho have been in the house. This house has been micro-analyzed to get every little shred of evidence possible. It would be cataclysmic to think about the potential ramifications if the murder weapon was in the house all along. That is a crazy concept, but it just goes, even if it's not the murder weapon, any piece of tangible evidence that was salvaged from this, or whether or not we don't know where this rubble is being taken, Peter. We don't know if authorities are going to be going through it at all and checking to see if they missed something, or if this is just going to a landfill somewhere. Perhaps that's being reported on some other networks. I'll be able to check a little bit later on. But we have 5 more minutes with Peter before he's got to go and resume his vacation. So this is a last call for your comments, question. We'll try to get a few more into the queue here, you guys. But let me ask Peter this one. On the way in this morning, woke up around
That's yours, right?
Here we go, guys. Main floor, bottom floor, I guess. Gone. This window here is Xana, I do believe. No. I can't figure it out right now. I'm looking and I'm trying to figure out the flooring already, the floor plan. Trying to remember. Thanks, Xana. Xana. God. Gonna get me in trouble.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anything else first? Where about you? Oh, anything I should know? No.
What's going on here? Whoa. Wow, look at all the people. Yeah, exactly. Over 100. Where you going, buddy? Holy. Give me dizzy. Come on. Hey. Down we go, down we go. No more sky.
Peace of mind to continue to work just a little bit. And I enjoy doing the streaming and stuff. So when stuff's happening, we'll talk about it like this. So I appreciate you texting me and happy I was able to jump on.
Yeah, man. Look, while I was out on leave because we were growing our family, you should know that one of the content creators I listen to the most, of course, yourself. You're a friend first, my friend.
Thank you.
All the best to you and the family. Happy holidays, man, and appreciate your expertise as always.
You as well, man.
All right, Peter Tragos, the lawyer. You know, you really want. Let's comment section. You guys can thank him for spending some time with us on his vacation. But if you really want to thank Peter, go follow him on his socials and go give him a like and a subscribe on YouTube. Peter, thanks a lot. Back here with you, everybody, here in the stream center, and let's go here full screen and show you that the now King Road residents, they haven't proceeded with the second half of the demolition here just yet. They are clearing rubble, debris from their path and picking it all up and putting it in these dump trucks, clearing the way for them to proceed with the rest of the demolition. But the sun has come up, and we're now getting a little bit of a better look as to what currently
They started in the
lies at
dark, 7 a.m.
property at King Road, where the 4 University of Idaho students were brutally stabbed in the middle of the night, November 13th, 2022. Here we are, about 13 months later, and now the home where that.
Okay, pop back over here. Looks like they've got a good. What the hell is this guy doing? Uh-oh, here we go. Oh, I thought he was going after that deck. I guess that wouldn't be the deck. That's the back of... the deck's on the other side, right? I agree. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Yeah, they said 2 hours, they figured, and the rest of it will be down. What do you think of that? Do you think that's possible? Sounds like they are, if I heard that correctly. Yeah, Unreal, aka. Yeah. This is the last place all 4 of those kids were. They made a lot of memories in this house. We've seen a lot of them. Truck after truck. I think so too. That's exactly that's how I feel. It's sad. Is that the stairs? I sure hope not, Tony. Mind you, you can fart in your underwear and sell it on eBay. So I've heard. Better have that in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Here goes, guys. Back over here.
Brian Kohberger. The answer to this is definitively no from a public standpoint. If there ever was a potential secondary suspect, a potential accomplice, a potential person of interest outside of Brian Kohberger, it was never from our vantage point and from all of the press conferences that were held, everything leading up to this point in time where we are today. The only person who is believed to have been responsible for the crime, according to authorities, is Brian C. Kohberger. how did they reach this conclusion? Well, of course, the white Hyundai Elantra, the vehicle that was sought in,
Sorry, guys. Okay, give me 2 seconds. Oh, there goes the top floor. Wow, guys. Ugh. Yeah, exactly, friend. So where you can see these cop cars in the back, just further up this hill a little bit is where they figure Brian Koberger parked. Just look at how easy it would have been if just kind of around right of this car. That is the road. Phew. TMZ just Skyped me and asked if I would be on their show today, so I might be doing that as well. I'm just waiting to hear back. So check out TMZ. I was on there 2 or 3 weeks ago as well. Last time I was on TMZ, it was about 11 or noon Mountain Standard Time. They said they'd message me in a bit, but, you know, you never know. But yeah, I'll let you guys know what time when they touch base with me again. Absolutely. Praying for those families. Oh my God, guys, look at this. Oh my God. So we're going to do a test. Oh, look at this. Who should I talk about, guys? Cher, Ariana Grande, Donald Trump, Kim Kardashian, Gypsy Rose, Nikki Haley, and the airport meltdown. I might talk about Kardashian. What do you guys think? I can't talk about Trump. Sorry, guys. So I'm going to say Kim Kardashian. Yeah, Gypsy is a free woman. Let's do that. Gypsy Rose. Okay. Okay. So it looks like Gypsy Rose it's going to be. And I'll let you guys know. TMZ is typing. Thanks. Test call around 8:45 Pacific. Is that so? 45 Pacific. I think that's what 9:45. Okay. Oh my God, it's gone just like that. And just like that, 4 lives are lost and the house is gone. Oh, gut wrenching. Hey, Cindy, welcome, friend. Just like that. That's right, Tony. Thank you for sharing, speechless and shocked. I've actually got chills. I've literally got chills. just like that. Oh, yes, rest in peace. And my heart goes out to the families of Kaylee, Ethan, Xana, and Maddie. Hey, Mel. Right, Tony? Oh, just like that. Oh my God, I could vomit. Doesn't give me a warm fuzzy. So watch it for me on TMZ, guys. I'm doing my test call in about 45 minutes, and then I will know what time I'm going on. And when I do, I'll post the time in Discord. So make sure that you guys join us in Discord if you haven't already. After this, I will put it in the description when we're finished up here. The link. TMZ, yes, I'll be on. They're going to send me a time after I do my test live. And I'll be talking about Gypsy Blanchard, who got released today. She had unalived her mother. And her mother was one of those women who pretended that her daughter was very sick. The girl had, oh my God, the things that this girl had to go through. And one night her boyfriend and her deleted her mom. So she was definitely abused, but in a different way than the typical that we see on our channel anyways. More mental. Oh, duh. So guys, I think I am going to leave it there. They're going to load it up. And if I see anything that, all right. If I see anything else that I might think that you'll find interesting on this teardown, I will bounce back on. And yeah, keep your eyes peeled for TMZ. And like I said, I'll post the time in Discord. And I agree with you. Gypsy needed treatment, not prison. Yeah, well said. So thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate every single one of you. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.